Stella, and so on this week's video we meet Darren and Elaine from Pensioners in Portugal, PIPs off grid I think they call it, and we get on with a few little jobs.
So this morning I'm going to make a pork pie. I've already got one in the oven because Steve won't have Christmas without a pork pie. But I'm just going to make a smaller one for the next door neighbour, the farmer, because he's been very good at bringing us cabbages and onions and all kinds of things, as you know. So just as a way of a little thank you, I thought I'd send him a pork pie round. So first of all, I'm going to put the water on. I've got 6 ounces of cold water in the pan. So I'm going to put in, I'm just trying to alter the amount because it's a smaller one. So 3/4 of 6 ounce, Ellie Rose.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
4 and a bit, 5, 4 and a bit, 4 and a half.
4.5.
Yep, 4.5. You can't get, I've not been able to find beef lard in Portugal, so I'm using pork lard. If anybody knows where you can get it in the Fundão Castelo Branco region, that'd be great if you could let us know in the comments below. Or you can comment on our Facebook page or Instagram. You'll have to excuse the chaos of the kitchen, but yeah, as you all know, we're still renovating, so I'm not even really set up for baking, but there we go. So I'm going to pop that lard in there and just turn that pan on. And then I'm going to get the meat ready. So I need 3/4 of a pound and a half, Ellie Rose. 16, 24, 3/4 of 24. Yeah. Is that right? 18?
Yeah, 3/4, 24.
Okay. And 3/4 of 8.
6.
Oh, what have I done with my scissors? So I just use sausage. I don't buy sausage meat. I always find that sausage meat is more expensive for some reason. So I just skin the sausages. These are Portuguese sausages, so it should be interesting to see the difference. I've also not been able to find sage. I usually pop half a teaspoon of sage and parsley in. So this year it was just salt and pepper that goes in. Again, if anybody knows where to find sage in Fundau or Kavia, please let me know in the comments below. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt to that. As I say, I would normally have put parsley and sage in. You can get parsley, but I thought I had some at home and I don't. So it's just going to be salt and pepper this year. It's always how Steve's mum used to make it anyway, with just salt and pepper, so. And it's her recipe. So then unfortunately you need to get your hands in to give it a good mix around, to get all the sausage meat mixed well into the mince meat. I've used pork mince and pork sausage meat. I found the sausage meat in Continente at the butcher's counter. They do two types. One's quite a spicy one, and I think this is a bit nearer to the British pork sausage that we use. So that's the filling ready. And I'm now going to get the, just wash my hands and then get the pastry done. Set my scales back to 0. So I need 12 ounces of plain flour. And another teaspoon of salt in here. That a good mix round and make a well in the middle. Just going to pour that in. That's got nice and hot and melted the lard. We'll start off with a wooden spoon because obviously the mixture's going to be very hot. This is the little tin I'm using. It's with a loose bottom because it'll set really hard, and then you need to push the bottom out when it's cold. So about 2/3 of that, keeping some for the top. Mould it out, and then we're going to start and just spread it up the sides. Finally got a builder here today, the day before Christmas Eve, to try and do some repairs on the roof. Just temporary ones really. Got water pouring down everywhere, despite having a lovely Christmas tree up. So for anybody thinking the videos are coming to an end because we've got our Christmas tree up, nah, We're a long, long way off that. Or should I say this, people thinking the renovations are coming to an end. We haven't even started Ellie Rose's yet. She's just got a couple of electric sockets being put in when the electrician was here. Okay, so I'll get the meat in now. Just leave a bit of a gap around the edge, because if you might then get, hopefully you'll get some nice jelly. It'll make its own jelly. You don't need to put gelatine in this recipe. Roll that into a ball. The other third that we saved. Flatten it out. Just big enough to go on the top. Whoops. No, I'll have to do that again. You don't need to wet the edge because obviously it's quite a sticky pastry is this anyway. It's quite moist. And then I just cut a little circle out the middle, just to allow the steam to escape. I've got a nice egg wash here. Just pop a bit of that on. I'm going to just pop this in next to the other one. That looks like it's cooking a bit fast actually, so I'm going to turn it down. So I've popped a little pie in the oven at the side of the other one. It needs to be in for 30 minutes on 200 and then down to 180 for 30 minutes and then down to 160 for 45 minutes. Obviously, as you know, different ovens cook differently. My first pie is already starting to brown and it shouldn't be, so I've had to turn the oven down. I've not used this oven before for a pork pie. So yeah, you just have to kind of judge it and see how it goes. I'll show you how to test it when I think it's cooked. So the pork pie was left to cool overnight in the tin. And then it was pushed out this morning. It was cool. It was left in the fridge once it had got cool enough to go in the fridge. So I'm just going to cut some now for lunch. It's traditional in our house that we always have a pork pie on Christmas Eve. So that's that one. There we are. It was made with, as I said, the Portuguese sausage rather than English sausage. It is a little bit different. You can see it's a little bit more pinky, but it's still very nice. It tastes okay.
It's lovely.
Right now, so fountain in the village just to fill up our water supply, and the fire's still burning brightly. Village fire. They light it Christmas Eve after Mass, and everybody comes out and wishes each other a Merry Christmas, etc. And then it just keeps burning. And Christmas Day, we were going to come up and wish everybody Merry Christmas, because that's what they do also on Christmas Day, but unfortunately it was absolutely pouring it down, so we didn't manage to get out. But yeah, so surprised to see the fire still burning bright. It's lovely. So I'm just going to stand here and get a warm by the fire while Steve, don't think you can see him, Steve's filling the water containers. Are you quite comfortable there, Dottie? You're not letting Alfie in? Steve and I are not big on buying each other Christmas presents. We needed a car in Portugal, so we've bought ourselves a car for Christmas. It's quite nice to drive, so I'm quite happy with it. I think Steve likes it as well.
Not bad. Yeah, so the time's come where we've going to have to get rid of something what's been quite close to us while we've been doing a lot of our travels. Yeah, it's one of them where we're not too happy to see it go, but you know, these things have to be done. So today, well, tomorrow actually, the Tangerine Dream's got to go. We've travelled from England 4 or 5 times in it. It's been absolute mint. Never a problem. We've had a few little scrapes with it, minor things coming out of the house where we lived when we were in England, just down the side there probably, as you see. And yeah, although it's not been polished and looked after very well, it's still sort of pretty good. It's a little bit patchy in places, but it was when we bought it. Anybody who saw this before knows that it was only done as a temporary sleeping area, and we had a temporary kitchen in at one time, what we could just lift out and use here when we were in Portugal. It's been great. It's done exactly what we wanted. Bed there just to slide stuff under. We had all our load of boxes and things when we came. When we've been here, we've used it as a normal van. We've had bits and bobs in it, you know, transported up and down. It's been absolutely mint. But as I say, you know, we've been here a while now, and it's time for it to go, because we aren't going to matriculate it. Obviously it pulled the caravan here as well when we came with the caravan, which was a bit of fun because it's a bit long when you get a caravan on the back of there. But we have found a replacement. So this is our replacement vehicle. Obviously not a van, and it is left-hand drive. Nice Golf, really. Yeah, had it a few days, about a week or so now. We'll just see how it goes. If anybody sees us around and about, give us a wave. Same as what we said with the van, we're always willing to talk to people, you know, and see how we go. So, yep, that's the replacement vehicle. So, hope it does as well as what the van did. So I've just started moving some of this. This is the back wood shed where I keep my wood. I've got 3 or 4 piles. This is absolutely dry. This we got. This is half of what I cut the other day on that pile. There's also some what we got delivered down at the bottom, which is wet. Oh, not very dry anyway. Most of that is pretty dry. It looks like it's been out in the rain for the last few days, but on the whole it's pretty dry through. But we're having another delivery today, if it turns up. So I want to put it down here. So I've just started moving this lot out of the way, this branches and what have you. And as I got to here, it was full of concrete blocks. And raised, so it's, you know, been off the ground probably to keep the wood dry, but it is very dry down there anyway, even after all this rain. So what I'm going to do at the moment is pull as much of this into this corner as I can. I know it's untidy, a lot of the twigs and things will get burnt as we go, but if I can pull a lot of this over, it'll give me space for stacking the new wood when it comes. So these are concrete blocks I've just moved. I've put them on our pile of other bits and bobs what we need to do something with, but we've got loads of stuff what we need to break up and do stuff with, so yeah. And Ellie Rose has been breaking some up just to reinforce the path a bit, because it's been so wet just lately. It got quite muddy. She's done a couple of patches, you can see. Yeah, she's made quite a good job, you know, it's fairly good walkable on. It isn't as high as what we'd like at the moment, and we're going to put some more down, but you know, Rome won't build in a day. But yeah, she's filling it in quite nicely. And it was quite good until I strimmered yesterday, day before, and obviously chucked all the grass into it. So that's a little area cleared. As I say, I was just piling that up in that corner. Yeah, we'll slowly get rid of that, either burn it outside, use it for twigs, sticks for lighting fire with me pine cones. Best firelighters there is, apparently, so I do keep trying, but I find it hard to get them to light in the first place, but once they're lit, yeah, they're good firelighters. But as I say, I've got a little patch here now where I should be able to stack the fresh logs when they come. I've just got a few sticks and bits and bobs to move, so I'll get on with that, and hopefully the wood will be here by then. And then my next thoughts when I get rid of a lot of this in this corner is to start moving some of this out. Whether it's any good for burning I don't know, but I'm going to move it out and see if it dries out, see if we can chop some of it, see what's in it, because we've never been very far into this. It looks like there's some wood under a shelter at the back there, possibly some more wood under plastic there, but once I get this out I can bring these walls down and that'll improve the view. And as we said, eventually we want to pull all this out and the bathroom, and then when we get all that lot out it should give us a view from the patio, something like this. Hola, I'm here. So this morning we have Darren and Elaine coming from Pip's pensioners in Portugal. They're coming to collect some straw, but before they come I've just got a couple of little jobs to do. The first is moving some of these tiles so they've got easy access to some of the straw in the barn lean-to, whatever you want to call it. There is another entrance at the other side, but it's a bit awkward to get into, especially if you're going to dig a lot out. So I think if they can pull the pickup down here, I believe they've got a pickup now, and we should be able to just fork it out straight into the pickup or lift it out however it comes out. And this is the other entrance to it. It's only got a narrow stone to walk on, fence in the way, a couple of rotten tiles. I'm just debating actually this might be the easier way, but that's the better straw at that end. So yeah, I think we'll start moving some of this and see how we go. So I've now made access to both sides. It's rather a lot more straw in here than what I thought there was. I don't think they'll want even a quarter of this. There is some bales underneath this at this end, this straw, whatever it is, bamboo type stuff even. As you can see at the back there, there's sort of straw. Some straw there up against the house, which is another thing what we want to do, get some of this moved. So I'm going to have to pull it when Elaine and Darren have got what they want. I'll pull the rest all forward into this gap so it's away from the house. Yeah, I think they'd be better off with the bales at the back. I think there's only 2, maybe 3 by the look of it. And then they might want some of the other, but if not, we can certainly get it moved, and we'll use some of it when we do our own raised beds and hugel beds, but we have got another barn full around the other side as well, so we'll see where we go from there. Good for you?
Yes, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Darren and Elaine from Pips Off Grid have come today to collect some straw. What are you going to be doing with it, Elaine?
I'm hoping it's going to really build up the organic material in one section of our garden, because Darren has the hope of a pumpkin patch.
Ooh.
The area that was sort of set aside, the soil is okay, but it's quite thin, and pumpkins are really greedy. So if we can get loads of this in, we've also been promised some free manure. So layering it all up like a lasagna method, and then it's got a good few months to like rot in, especially while we're still getting some rain, and then pumpkins, we hope.
Another bale. It's alright.
Yeah, we've got this and another barn with full of straw, so we won't go short when we start making our own beds.
Yeah. Oh dear.
And you can always come back and get some more. You're more than welcome.
We'll come give you a hand if you need it.
Oh, that'll be good, thank you.
I suppose the good thing about starting from scratch, if you want to do it, especially if, like you say, you're going to knock the buildings down and do it there, then you can choose what method you want to use, and as you've got time, you can use it like just to layer stuff up. And if you're going to get some goats, or if they've got goat poo for you.
Oh yeah, well we'll be getting
really
our
good.
own goats, but the farmer next door, he grazes his goats on our land at the moment, so
Brilliant.
trying to
Goats
keep
already.
the grass down
Uh-huh.
till we get sorted out with a tractor or whatever else we're doing, or goats to keep it down.
Hello, we're Elaine and this is my husband Darren. Our channel is Pips Living Off Grid. We have moved to Portugal about the same time as yourselves, so just September this year, although we've had our land for quite a bit of time, and we've been given a lovely help towards all the organic matter that our garden needs, and it's been lovely having a look around and meeting you both. We will definitely be back if we'll be had.
Yeah, you're
Of
welcome
course,
anytime.
back any time.
Yeah, thank
As
you
I
very
say,
much. Yeah.
there's lots more straw if you want to take it. please feel free.
Yeah.
And we're always up for some tips with gardening later
Oh
on.
yes.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
I'm no expert, but I know a bit.
You've been doing a bit more than we are.
you'll know more than us for sure.
Yeah. No, it'd be lovely to come back when everything starts to sort of leaf up again and,
Yeah.
and see it in a different light. It'll be, yeah. And then you can come over when our trees don't look like dead sticks in the ground.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Thank you. Yeah, lovely.
So we've just had a delivery of wood just before Pips from Pensioners in Portugal came. Very nice to meet them. Yeah, I need to get some of this wood moved. It's forecast a bit of rain a little bit later, so we'll do it rather today rather than tomorrow before it gets wet again. We had a delivery about a week ago, but it's a bit too wet to burn. There's bits in it what are nice and dry, but others are wet. So, yeah, thought we'd get some more. So this is our wood store at the moment, and we are going to move it. I think I've said on an earlier part of the video. That's some we had delivered the other day. I've cut some of that, and I've got a pile down here which I cut with some of the wood what was already left here, and now this delivery I'm putting here. So I'm not dead certain the best way of stacking, so I'm just getting them where I can. So this brings us to the end of the video and also the end of the year. This is the last video of the year, obviously, but you'll be watching it tomorrow or later on, which will be in the new year. So, Happy New Year
to everybody. Thank you to everybody who subscribes, watches and comments. As I always say, we do love to read your comments and you give us some great tips and hints about things, so keep up the good work. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all.